Students, in the previous introductory video of system of particles and rotational motion, we have learned the importance of center of mass. When two or more objects are in motion, or if there is a system which is comprising of many particles, in such cases we will be locating the center of mass of that particular system, and after locating the center of mass, we will be characterizing its studies. Like we will be calculating its velocity, acceleration, displacement of the center of mass. So whatever the characteristics center of mass has, same characteristics will be inherited for all the particles which are present in that system. Now we will be calculating center of mass by using some techniques. So in this video lecture, we will be learning how to find out center of mass of point mass systems, where if the system is consisting of different number of particles or different point masses, in order to calculate center of mass, what we need to do, that we will be learning in this video session. See, we have in the first example where there is an animation, we have two particles. Two particles are revolving in such a way, both are revolving around one fixed axis. These two masses may be identical or may not be identical, but those two masses will be revolving around with respect to one fixed point. And that fixed point where two masses mass is concentrated at that point, which is said to be a center of mass. Now here it is center of mass of the system. This is center of mass of the first. This mass, let me consider it as m1. This mass, let me consider it as m2. These two masses, m2 mass is concentrated at the COM. m1 mass is also concentrated at the center of mass COM. Both m1 and m2 are revolving in such a way, two masses are revolving about the fixed center of mass. This is particle system. So two masses, these are point masses. Two masses are point masses. Those masses are revolving about their center of mass. Now, in order to characteristics the motion of those individual particles, we will be learning the characteristics of center of mass of the system. Similarly, we will be taking this as extended mass. This is extended mass. This is an extended mass. And in this extended mass, see, you have a long rod. This is like a broomstick, wiper. We will be cleaning the floor. The center of mass is placed nearby this position. So you are able to balance the whole system with respect to this fixed point, which is said to be a center of mass. So at this particular center of mass, if you are just placing your finger, you can lift the whole system. The characteristics of center of mass will be inherited by all the particles of that particular system. So this is the way, in order to find out or in order to study the motion of system of particles, we need to calculate their center of mass. So we will be using a procedure to calculate center of mass of the system. So how to calculate center of mass of the system, we will be learning in this video lecture. So importance of center of mass is that every physical system has associated with it a certain point whose motion characterizes the motion of the whole system. The whole system motion can be characterized by one particular point, and this point where the total entire mass of the system is concentrated, it is said to be as center of mass of the system. The center of mass of the system is that point within the mass, within that particular system, where total masses are concentrated at that particular point. Now we will locate center of mass of the system for different point masses. In order to calculate center of mass of the system, first we will be taking the reference coordinate system in order to locate the positions of the particles. Let me take, here is one particle and here is another particle. These are the two particles, and I am taking this axis as the reference coordinate axis. I'm choosing this as the axis, which is x, and this is y. With respect to this axis, I want to find out coordinates of this mass. Let me consider this mass as m1, this mass as m2. I will be writing their coordinates as x1, y1. This position is x1, this position is y1. Similarly, m2 is located at some particular point, which is x2 comma y2. Along x-axis, its position is x2. Along y-axis, its position is y2. So step one, it is that you need to choose the reference coordinate axis, and taking that reference coordinate axis, you need to locate their masses. After finding the coordinates, you will be just using this relation. See, these two masses are extended in xy plane. This is in xy plane. If the masses are in xy plane, sometimes the masses can be in xyz plane, like three coordinates xyz can be there for those masses. So you can find out individually center of mass along x-axis, center of mass along y-axis, center of mass along z-axis individually depending upon the coordinate system. Now center of mass formula can be written as m1 x1 plus m2 x2 divided by m1 plus m2. Similarly, YCM can be written as m1 y1 plus m2 y2 divided by m1 plus m2. If it is extended in z-axis, then you can write it as m1 z1 plus m2 z2 divided by m1 plus m2. So these are the positions of XCM, YCM, ZCM. Individually, you need to find out center of mass positions along X, Y, Z separately. This is the stepwise procedure which is required to find out center of mass of any given point mass system. In this case, we are taking two masses, and that is in XY plane. So we will be calculating only XCM and YCM in this reference example. Now let us take this example where we have two masses. This is mass m1 and this is mass m2. These two masses are located only along x-axis. Along y-axis, they do not have any coordinates. They are just placed along x-axis. And m1 is situated at position x1. m2 is situated at position x2. So therefore, you need to find out center of mass, which is along x-axis. I will be just using this formula, and I'll substitute x1 y1 value, x1 and x2 values of these two masses. You will be getting center of mass position. And center of mass position between these two, it is somewhere here, which is denoted as XCM. So if these two masses are being rotated or if they are moving, those masses can be displaced with respect to that center of mass only, right? Similarly, in this example too, we have as many number of masses, not only two masses. There can be 10 masses, 15 masses, 20 masses, any number of masses can be there. If there are any number of masses, then in such cases, you will be locating the positions of all those masses. M1, it is at position x1. M2, it is at position x2. M3, it is at position x3. M4, it is at position x4. Like that, you are locating positions of all the masses. After locating positions of all the masses, what you will do? Simply you will use this relation. XCM is equal to M1x1 plus M2x2 plus M3x3, so on. That can be simply replaced with a summation. Summation over I is equal to 1 to n. I is equal to 1, it will be M1x1. I is equal to 2, it will be M2x2. I is equal to 3, it will be M3x3. Like that, those all masses should be added with each other. And resultant, it is summation over I is equal to 1 to n. And in the denominator, you will be having total mass of all the systems. Total mass of all the system will be M1 plus M2 plus M3 plus so on. This is in case of multiple number of masses. If the masses are extended in 3 dimensions along x, y and z, in such cases, you will be calculating xcm separately, ycm separately, zcm separately. Finally, you will be writing the position coordinate of the center of mass in that particular 3-dimensional coordinate axis. They are being given 2 masses, 1 kg and 2 kg. They are located at x is equal to 0 and x is equal to 3 meter. Find the position of their center of mass. You want to find out position of their center of mass. In order to calculate position of the center of mass, first you need to take the reference. Let me take, this is the reference. You are taking 1 kg mass and 2 kg mass. This is 1 kg mass and this is 2 kg mass. 1 kg and this is 2 kg. First mass is located at x is equal to 0. Second mass is located at x is equal to 3 meter. Now, in order to calculate center of mass of the system, what you need to do, you should use XCM because the 2 masses are located only along x-axis. That's the reason why you will be writing only XCM. XCM is equal to M1x1 plus M2x2 divided by M1 plus M2. M1 is 1 kg. X1, its position is at 0, so it will be 0. M2 is 2 kg and its position is 3 meter. Divided by M1 plus M2, 1 kg plus 2 kg. This is equal to 6 kg meter divided by 3 kg. This 2's. Therefore, XCM is equal to 2 meter. That means center of mass of these 2 masses is located at a position which is 2 meter. So that means nearly here, this position is center of mass. And from this clearly you can understand it is that when you are calculating center of mass of the system, center of mass of point mass system is usually closer to the position of greater mass of the system. In this case, we have 2 point masses, 1 kg and 2 kg. 2 kg is greater than that of 1 kg. As 2 kg is greater than 1 kg, center of mass should be closer to 2 kg. So it is just closer to 2 kg mass. Rather than 1 kg, 2 kg mass is greater. That's the reason why center of mass is closer to 2 kg mass. Let us take one more example where we have masses of 4 kg and 2 kg. They are located as shown in the figure. Find out the point of position of center of mass. You want to find out position of the center of mass. In this case, the 2 masses are located along x-axis and y-axis, right? 2 masses are located in xy plane. Therefore, we should calculate XCM, YCM separately. Separately, you should calculate XCM and as well as YCM. So in order to calculate XCM and YCM separately, we should first find out the position coordinates of 4 kg mass and 2 kg mass. Finding position coordinates of 4 kg and 2 kg mass. So how to find out position coordinates of this 2 kg mass? See, this is the position which is being given 2 kg, and this length is 5 meter given, and this is 0, 0. I want to now find out along x-axis and y-axis these positions. So in order to find out positions along x-axis and y-axis, what I do, I'll just drop one perpendicular here and I'll take one line here. This is angle 37 degrees given, and this is y and this is x. I name it as x2 and y2. 2 kg is at position x2, y2. I want to find out x2 and y2. So for that, I'll take this triangle. Sine 37 is equal to opposite side y2 divided by 5. Sine 37 is opposite side divided by hypotenuse. Opposite side is y2 and hypotenuse is 5 meter. Sine 37 is equal to 3 by 5, which is equal to y2 divided by 5. 5 and 5 gets cancelled. Y2 is equal to 3 meter. Y2 position coordinate we have got. Next, similarly, cos 37 is equal to 4 by 5, which is equal to x2 divided by 5. 5 and 5 gets cancelled. X2 will be equal to 4 meter. The position coordinates of 2 kg mass we have calculated, it is 3 meter and 4 meter. Now use this relation. XCM is equal to m1x1 plus m2x2 divided by m1 plus m2. What is m1? 4 kg. x1 is 0 plus 2 kg and x2 is equal to 4 meter divided by 6 kg as a whole. This is equal to 8 divided by 6, which is 4 by 3 meter. This is XCM. Likewise, YCM can be written as 4 kg into 0 plus 2 kg. Along y-axis, what is the value? 3 meter divided by 6 kg. 2, 3, 6 divided by 6. YCM is equal to 1. So we have got XCM and YCM. XCM comma YCM will be equal to 4 by 3 meter comma 1 meter. These are the position coordinates of the center of mass. So center of mass is located at position 4 by 3 comma 1. 4 by 3 can be written as 1.3. So along x-axis, center of mass is situated at 1.3. 1.3, it is nearly like somewhere here. This is 1 and this is 1.3. This is center of mass of the system. So like this, you can locate center of mass of the system just by finding the coordinates of the individual masses. Yeah. Students, here we have two masses, 2 kg and 4 kg, lie on the same line. If 4 kg is displaced right side, by 5 meter, then by what distance 2 kg should be moved, for which center of mass will remain at the same position. So remember that position of center of mass changes with mass of constituents and their positions. So if masses are added to the system or masses are removed from the system, their center of mass position change. That is number one. Number two is that if you are not adding any masses, you are not adding a mass, you are not subtracting a mass, but you are just moving one mass from one position to another position. Even if you are just displacing one mass from one position to another position, definitely there will be change in the center of mass, right? So I can now write displacement of the center of mass displacement of center of mass, I will write it as delta xcm. So displacement of center of mass is depending upon displacement of the first particle and the displacement of the second particle. Displacement of the first particle, it is delta x1. So simply I will write it as delta xcm is equal to m1 into delta x1 plus m2 into delta x2 divided by m1 plus m2. This is the important equation which gives you the relation between displacement of the center of mass with the displacement of the particles of that particular system. Now I'll use this relation and I will be finding out center of mass displacement. Now in this problem, what is mentioned to you? You have two masses, m1 which is equal to 2 kg, m2 which is equal to 4 kg, lie on the same line. They are lying on the same line. 4 kg is displaced right side by 5 meter. That means delta x2 is equal to 5 meter. As it is displaced right side, I am taking it as plus 5. Then you should find out delta x1 is equal to how much, and the position of the center of mass will remain at the same. That means delta xcm is equal to 0. This is given, right? Now you have mass. I am considering two masses here. One is 2 kg and the other one is 4 kg. 2 kg and 4 kg. This is 4 kg. 4 kg is displaced by a distance of 5 meter right side. As it is moving right side, therefore I am taking it as plus 5. If it is moving left side, I should take it as minus. Now I want to find out delta x1 is equal to how much, such that delta x is equal to 0, xcm is equal to 0. Now substitute all the values in the formula using above data in the formula. Using the above data in the formula, what did you do? 0 is equal to, what is m1? m1 is 2 kg and delta x1 you should find out plus second mass is 4 kg and delta x2, that is 5 meter. If it is plus, you should take it as plus. If it is minus, you should take it as minus, divided by total mass of the system, that is 2 kg plus 4 kg. Multiplying 2 kg 4 kg becomes 6. 6 goes to the other side, that becomes 0. 0 is equal to 2 into delta x1 plus 4 5 is 20, and this is kg meter and this is also kg meter. So I want to now find out this delta x1. So how do you write delta x1, which is equal to minus 20 divided by 2, which is minus 10 meter. So delta x1 is equal to minus 10 meter. That means 2 kg mass, as it is half of the displaced mass, you need to change its position by 2 times that of the change in position of 4 kg. So therefore you need to drag this 2 kg mass left side by 10 meter left side, that's the reason why I am taking here minus 10. So if you are just replacing the mass left side by 10 meter, the position of the center of mass will remain same. That is the answer. Students, we have two particle system where there are two masses 1 kg and 2 kg lie on the same line. One is 1 kg and the other one is 2 kg, lie on the same line, and 2 kg is displaced by a distance of 10 meter right side. This is displaced by 10 meter right side, so I am taking it as positive. Then what distance should 1 kg move? So this distance, what distance should 1 kg move so that center of mass will be displaced by 2 meter? So delta xcm is equal to 2 meter. In order to get displacement of the center of mass as 2 meter, you should find out position displacement of the 1 kg mass. This is the problem. So write down what is the data given to you. M1 is equal to 1 kg, M2 is equal to 2 kg, delta x1 you should calculate, delta x2, 2 kg mass is displaced by 10 meter. So this is M2, this is M1, and this is delta x2. This you should find out delta x1. And it is also given delta xcm is equal to 2 meter. Now as we know, delta xcm is equal to m1 into delta x1 plus m2 into delta x2 divided by m1 plus m2, right? Now just substitute all the data here. 2 meter is equal to m1 is 1 kg into delta x1 plus m2 is 2 kg into delta x2 is 10 meter divided by m1 plus m2, it is 1 plus 2. This gives you 6 is equal to delta x1 plus 20. Delta x2 is equal to 6 minus 20, which is equal to minus 14 meter. So delta x1 should be equal to minus 14 meter, that is left side, right? So first mass should be displaced. So m1 mass should be displaced left side in order to get delta xcm is equal to plus 2 meter, right? Sometimes you will be given displacement of the center of mass is 2 meter left side, then you should take here minus 2 meter. If displacement of the center of mass is right side, you should take it as positive. If it is left side, you should take it as negative. Same with particles also. If the particles are displaced right side, you take it as positive. Left side, you take it as negative.